Maybe he thought add a laugh track here. Soon, he begged for mercy. But old Ewan had completely lost it, and after over a minute, Baye's voice faded to a whisper. His limbs stopped moving like he was in a silent comedy. Old Ewan finally came to his senses and opened the pillow, only to find Baye lying there like a deflated doll, with no breath left. Ewan was completely stunned. He often used coercive interrogation. No one should die in 2 minutes. Yet, he staged a "Who killed Baye?" Fast old cop's blunder. Covering it up was easy, call cops from a booth, like ordering pizza. He casually revealed the address of the forest cabin, then pulled out gasoline from the car like he was seasoning a dish, covering the cabin. In the process, he picked up a photo and accidentally got his nosebleed on it, which was the very photo Officer Tao had found. Talk about a bad plot twist. Old Ewan pretended to return from out of town after receiving news from the police, only to discover Baye wasn't fully dead, a comical twist. When he saw his apprentice, Officer Tao, rushing in to save the day, he quickly tackled him. What a classic wrestling match between master and apprentice. The case team disbanded in chaos. After finding out that his master had been at the crime scene, he chose to hide this fact. He figured his master was just cleaning up his mess, a rather humorous blunder. This cop dared say such words openly, a real actor, and the Baye case ruined the family's happiness. It also split Baye's personality, like a psychological thriller at its peak. While the real killer had been free for 15 years, Officer Tao said he was powerful. After buying sex, he was added to Luga's client list. 5 years ago, he killed a thug to retrieve it, blowing right from wrong. Then he killed Huang Mao, and he couldn't remember when exactly he got off track, but he knew the slippery slope had no safety net. Now there was no turning back. Naomi didn't want to hear his boring regrets. She raised her phone and told Officer Tao, "Go confess in jail." A few meters away, hidden in the shadows, old Ewan aimed his gun at Naomi as her finger slowly moved toward the send button. Ewan's finger was resting on the trigger. Talk about a duel. Conflict was about to erupt, and then out popped Baby San, like he jumped straight out of a comic book. What a funny surprise. Baby San had long known old Ewan and Officer Tao's link. When Tao sought cooperation, he thought this can't be good. So, he ordered a bulletproof vest online, and to his surprise, it actually worked, like getting a power-up in a video game. Time to slay the monster. Just as he tried to grab Naomi's phone, Baby San suddenly turned the gun on him and pulled the trigger, only to scare himself because there were no bullets. Officer Tao kicked the gun away. The next second, Baby San lunged with the knife, like a movie scene. Being a cop, Officer Tao quickly choked Baby San down to the ground, only for Baby San to respond with a knife jab. Talk about dramatic flair. The hand around his neck loosened immediately, and Officer Tao fell to the ground with a stab wound, bleeding like a scene out of a zombie movie. Baby San tried to crawl away, but got yanked back by Officer Tao. Talk about a character being played. Officer Tao whispered a few words, making Baby San's eyes widen as if he heard a magic spell being cast. He couldn't believe what Officer Tao just said. In a daze, Officer Tao stepped back towards the railing, thinking to himself, "Finally, I can be free." And then he was swept away by the rushing river. Subtitles today. He just found out that Officer Tao has been living this way for the past 15 years. What a truly unbelievable reality show. Before he died, Officer Tao whispered something to Baby San. Had the kind baby persona truly vanished? It was like answering the audience's burning. Has the kind baby persona really disappeared? Let's continue watching to find out. The next day, the persona still inhabiting the body was Baby San. This marked the 6th day, feeling like a continuing movie plot. Baby San speculated that there must have been a mishap during the persona switch, like a circus act gone wrong. He suddenly woke up in the apartment, finding Lotus on top of him like he'd stumbled into some bizarre magic trap. Oddly enough, Lotus had always thought the killer was her father, but after her hospitalization, she suddenly switched stories, like a plot twist that came too fast. Baby San thought, between October 31st and November 2nd, Lotus must have stumbled upon something crucial, otherwise she wouldn't have been silenced by Mr. Baye. Just as he was about to finish, his earpiece suddenly beeped to sound like an alarm from a movie screen. She had set up cameras and listening devices in Lotus' hospital room, and then heard the doctor say, "Lotus' condition is stable," just like a scene from a Baby San asked Naomi to keep an eye on the hospital. Either the real killer might come to silence her, or that little bear needed to change locations. The plot needed to She pushed open an SK's door using the navigation address. Naomi, arriving at the hospital, heard the emergency bell blare like horror night. She sprinted to the ICU, seeing Lotus wheeled out just in time, like a TV drama's suspense peak. Cop was calling for backup, saying that Lotus had just been attacked by an assailant who had escaped through the back door. What a thrilling scene. Naomi immediately turned and rushed toward the balcony, spotting a figure in a coat leaving in the distance like a scene from The Fugitive. She asked the barmaid if she had seen this person. The barmaid vaguely remembered Lotus, making it feel like a missing persons notice scenario. On November 1st, Lotus came in asking if she knew a girl named Jen Kai, and the barmaid's demeanor changed to one of enthusiasm, as if she had stepped onto a game show. She was once a madam, and years ago mentored Jen Kai, who's actually Lotus' sister, a dramatic family secret. Jen Kai gave Lotus the address before leaving home. Unexpectedly, she came after over a decade so realistic. The barmaid pulled out an old photo and said Lotus was inquiring about her sister. It was like flipping through an old history book. But Jen Kai had been silenced by the killer long ago, and when Baye-san glanced at the photo, his pupils shook and shook. It was like being in a thriller movie. Naomi phoned Buzz with a call, and she said she was currently tracking the suspect who attacked Lotus. Sounds like a breaking news report. Yet Baye-san still warned Naomi to stay safe. If anything went wrong, the plot couldn't afford to fall apart.